Welcome back to the Walther Lover channel, folks. This is where we talk about general shooting and gun topics, do gun reviews, gear reviews, talk about my journey into competitive shooting, and my love of Walther firearms. Today I bring you another review. How cool is that? It's our second review, and it is a non-Walther review. Well, listen, I promised you I wouldn't just review Walther guns, even though I love them very much, unhealthily so to a degree. But obviously, this channel needs to appeal to everyone, and I'm going to do reviews on other guns as well. So tonight, I bring you our first one. So, what are we going to be talking about? Well, let me tell you. We are talking about the CZ97. See that? Now, before I get started, safety first, magazine out. You see that gun is locked back. Chamber is clear. I am going to verify and re-verify. That gun is empty. CZ97. So, weird, right? Why is he doing a review on a gun that's been out for like 20 years? Well, I don't know if it's exactly 20 years, but this gun is not new. The reason I bring you this review is because the CZ97 has been discontinued this year. Boo! Not sure why. But anyway, it was recently discontinued by CZ. Don't know the reasons. They didn't consult me because why would they? They don't know me and I'm nobody. But anyway, the gun's been discontinued. Now, I did my homework, and there's still tons of these out there to be had, which is why I thought maybe this would be a timely review. So, with that, let's take a little closer look at the CZ97B. All right, first things first, right? Safety. As you can see, we've got this gun locked back. Chamber is empty, nothing in there. No magazine in the gun. You can see straight through. Oh, hello there. So this gun is absolutely safe. In addition, we've got our magazine, which is empty, though absolutely filthy, as you can see. But that's what happens when you have a very shootable gun and you shoot it a lot. Mags get dirty, so that needs some cleanup. But it is safe, empty. There is no ammunition in sight. CZ97B. What in the world is that? The CZ97 is a steel frame, double action, single action, hammer fired, semi-automatic pistol in 45 ACP. Pretty cool, yeah? Gun weighs 41.3 ounces, 8.3 inches long, 5.9 inches high. We've got 1.4 inch width. Comes with a pretty thin aluminum grip on them. I'm going to talk about those in a second. You got a little bit of texture on the back strap and in the front, slight trigger undercut there on the trigger guard. I would have preferred a little more texture maybe, but it doesn't interfere with the shootability of this gun at all. Button mag release, typical CZ quality, positive ejection of the magazine, very easy to operate, of course. Moving up, we've got the thumb safety, as you can see. Very easy to operate, well positioned, regardless of the size of your hand. Also very easy to ride that, depending on how you shoot. I typically ride that thumb safety right there. Slide lock lever or slide release lever, also positioned very well for a lot of shooters as they shoot. Certainly I have this problem with the way my grip is. I will often keep that slide from locking back. I do not have that problem on the 97. I get locked back every time I shoot it. So, the trigger is what everyone wants to talk about, right? The trigger. So, again, double action, single action gun. So, we're going to take a look at this thing in single action. You see it's ready, and again, that gun is clear. No ammo around. Let's take a look. All right. So, there's the beginning of the press. Kind of come up to a stop, and then you've got a little bit of creep if you're watching. Right there before the break. Right there. I'll do it again for you. Here's a reset. About what's to be expected. But again, here's that wall. Then that little bit of creep. And the break. I don't love that trigger, to be honest with you, in single action. I'm not a huge fan. It's a little awkward at first. Could be me. I'm not a professional by any stretch. Much prefer this gun in double action. So, give you a quick demo here. If I'm pressing that trigger back in double action, one smooth action. Very nice. One more time. Sweet. Pretty typical of CZ, being the big sis or big brother of the CZ90, or excuse me, the CZ75. Very much feels the same way, just a little larger and beefier caliber for sure. Moving up to the slide, we've got serrations front and rear. They're not overly aggressive, but they seem to be enough to manipulate the slide. Also for press check folks, you do have enough to grip onto to make that happen. So that's pretty cool. Sights. We've got a blade in the rear with 2 dots and a red fiber optic in the front. Ridges along the front of the, around the top of the slide there to cut down on glare if you're shooting outside. I like the sights a lot, which is pretty typical, again, I think, of CZs. I think we can all appreciate those sights. So those who are familiar with CZs know they're known for a very low bore axis, meaning that that barrel sits pretty low in the frame, increases the shootability, ability to get back on target with this gun. Recoil management is just phenomenal. And this is no different than any other CZ, just in a bigger caliber. There is a barrel bushing, screw-in barrel bushing on this gun right here, which is pretty cool. Helps stabilize the barrel, make sure she's accurate and good to go. So there you go. Little up-close look. Very nice. Very, very, very nice gun. Okay. So a question that I have been getting from folks is, hey man, what's in the box? What's in the box? Okay, so let's look in the box. This is the box that she comes in. Here we go. Now you have seen the box. With this gun, you get 2 10-round magazines. Boo, 10 rounds is not enough. Boo. I know. Capacity is a big deal for a lot of folks. I understand. More is always better. But it is what it is. This gun comes with a 10+1 capacity and gives you 2 10-round mags. Magazines are typical CZ quality. Very, very nice. Very good. These magazines are proprietary to this gun. I don't believe anything else fits in this gun, and I don't think these will fit anything else, and they are stamped. I will tell you, just as a caution, these magazines are somewhat hard to come by, and when you can find them, they are not cheap. So if you're looking to add a bunch of mags, that could be a challenge, especially since we're facing the discontinuation of this firearm. So anyway, get 2 10-rounders, great quality mag, never had a feed issue. And also with all CZ guns, I guess they give you the little mini drumsticks and just kidding. Obviously, you've got a patch rod that comes with it, pretty cool, and a bore brush for the correct caliber. Very neat, very cool. I think that's a nice touch. We all like to get those cleaning supplies with it, and we could all probably do a better job of cleaning our guns. In addition to that, comes with a barrel bushing wrench. I have not used this. I haven't had the need to use this. I've been able to manipulate that barrel bushing by hand every time I have taken her apart, but that's there if you need it. In addition, comes with the, obviously, instruction manual and a safety lock that can go through the action of the gun. So there's an up-close look at the CZ97. How about it? I like it. All right, moving on. So now that we've gotten to know this thing a little bit, the big question remains, how does this gun shoot? Well, I will tell you that that is absolutely where this gun shines. This thing is a shooter, man. So anybody who's ever had the pleasure of shooting any CZ metal frame guns, very similar. The ergonomics are similar. It's easy to control, easy to maintain. All of the controls are accessible. It just really shines. It's a great shooter. It certainly doesn't shoot like any other 45 that I think I've ever really shot before. Very, very cool. So if you watched my previous review video, you will know that I did a very super duper scientific experiment. So I've conducted the same experiment with this one. So does everyone want to see the results? Boom, there you go. Ha, science. Pretty self-explanatory stuff, right? So this was 10 rounds at 7 yards, 21 feet. Not a lot of preparation, just kind of get up and fire shots and see what happens. Now, you may be suspicious of how I am gripping this target and perhaps covering something up because maybe I am, and boom, there it is. Ha! So the one that got away. Look, it happens. I'm not a professional shooter by any stretch, and this was all my fault, not the certainly not the gun. The gun is very accurate. I've shot this gun out to 25 yards very effectively. It is very forgiving. Where you point it, it's where it's going to shoot. So very cool. So what's it for? What would this gun be for? Now, I did meet somebody along the journey who carries that gun every day outside the waistband. It's a little heavy, I think, for a daily carry gun, but to each their own. Everyone's got their own preferences. Certainly a lot of guys and gals out there carrying 1911s and some other heavy guns. So I can kind of understand that. I wouldn't carry it. For me, I think it's perhaps home defense. It's a great range gun. It just is fun to shoot and really hard to ignore how much fun it is to shoot. So I think that's really the purpose it serves more than anything else. But you may have a different opinion. That's cool. Who's it for? If you're a CZ enthusiast or a CZ nut, CZ collector, whatever the case may be, if CZ is your thing, and you don't own one of these, you don't have one of these things in your collection, then I believe you're kind of missing out. I think this is a very impressive 45 ACP semi-automatic handgun, and I think any CZ lover should have that gun in their collection. Anybody else that's into shooting 45 ACP, the 1911 crowd, perhaps, for me, and I like 1911s, and I know controversial. We'll address that in another video. That's a polarizing topic, and always has been. But for me, it feels similar. I'm not sure if it's the grip angle or maybe it's just the caliber. I don't know. There's some similarities, some things it shares, the controls perhaps, with a 1911, and I feel like any 1911 shooter is going to be pretty comfortable with that in their hand. I will tell you, we ended up with this. I have shared in a previous video an amazing place where we belong and amazing people that work there. And there's one guy in particular, Danny, who is a terrible influence, a great person, but a terrible influence because he makes recommendations to shoot stuff. And then we do it, we shoot it, and then we have to buy it because him and I have very similar taste. And he definitely has excellent, he's a great shooter too, by the way. But Danny, I'm not talking to you anymore because you cost too much money. Just kidding, buddy. So speaking of cost, what does this thing run? Well, there are two models. So this is the 97B. There is also a 97BD. The BD is the decocker model, which, truth be told, had this to do over again, I would have preferred to have the decocking capability. I like to shoot this gun in double action, as I've said, and I would like the ability to decock it to do that. Not a huge deal, and I still like to shoot the gun. But given an opportunity to do it over again, I would buy the 97BD, which is the decocker version. Both guns are still available out there. As I mentioned before, I've done a lot of homework. There's tons of them out there. Prices are ranging anywhere from $750-ish to $900. So I don't know how demand may affect the price long term. I really have no idea. With a discontinued gun, it's probably hard to tell. But yeah, that's it. So that's the review. I hope that was informative. If you enjoyed this review, then awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and thank you for coming by and checking it out. If you did not enjoy it, I'm sorry, and I would love to know why. So if you didn't like this or thought that it was terrible or think that I'm a terrible person, then just shoot me a comment. Let me know what's on your mind. Otherwise, even maybe still, you could do it out of pity for an old feller trying to make some content for the intraweb, and hit the like and subscribe buttons, because that's what we do. We hit the like and subscribe buttons when we like and want to subscribe to something. So I would encourage everybody, please do that. I appreciate the ongoing support. Can't wait to get some more content out for you. If you enjoy some gun talk, gear talk, Walther love, and some genuine nonsense sometimes, then come back and check us out. So again, thanks for the support. Look forward to getting some more stuff up soon. And thanks for stopping by. See you.